you recycled a lot of material from the Ice House Lofts and put them across the street at Barrio Metalico.
Yeah, there was an old warehouse that we took down over here, and we disassembled that to just gain access on the property, and then it became the fencing for the Barrio Metalico property, as well as there was a lot of just 2x6, 2x8, 2x10s that came down that formed a really fun, kind of rough, textured wood fence that is on the interior of the Barrio Metalico sites. So it was really fun to take all these materials and even leave having the building in place. There was just tons of concrete and brick.
Just to give us an idea, do you have any numbers that come to mind?
Yeah, there was. We figured out there was over 660 tons of brick and probably double that in concrete in terms of tonnage that we saved in place that didn't go to the dump. And the great thing about it is the integrity of the existing structure, the brick, the poured in place concrete, the hot riveted steel trusses, and all the planking on the ceiling planes that were left in place that helped actually sell the project. It was really fun to work with those textures and that kind of muscular bravado of the existing building from 1923.
Now, you're right on railroad tracks, Rob, so did that present any particular challenges?
It was interesting, and it goes to who would buy into a project like this. And quite honestly, a lot of people thought we were crazy, both architecturally and even within the development team that we put together. But quite honestly, it helped even lent to the authenticity of the project. The whole concept of loft being an industrial building that gets transformed to residential use. I mean, we certainly had a lot of the different variables that go into that, but we use a really good window system along that where the track side is, and my wife and I and our 3-year-old live here, and we've been here 3 years, so it's really turned out to be a really nice community.
I want to meet you in a few minutes at your newest project, IndigoMODERN.
Sounds good.
Okay. We're here with Billy Moss. Billy was one of the first people who purchased a unit here in the Ice House. Billy, what type of person might live here? You folks help contribute to this building essentially not being torn down and not being put in a landfill.
I think pretty much everybody that lives here likes the idea that this was something else before it was a place to live. I think that most of the people here fit the demographic. They're either interested in downtown and urban living, or it's the coolness factor, I think.
You were the first owner. You purchased the property sight unseen before it was fully developed.
Yes, I came down and I actually got to see it as an old warehouse that was uninhabited. And I picked out my space. They showed me a plat of all the different places, and I said, oh, I'm going to see where, it's great. It's fantastic.
Architecturally, how is it living in a building that was once an ice house?
It's what I wanted. That's why I moved down here. I wanted to leave everything. I have original brick walls, and there's concrete floors. The ceilings are the original wood. So you feel like it's something else, but it's also home.
Very good. Billy, thank you very much for meeting with us.
Thank you.
We're in one of the courtyards of the IndigoMODERN Lofts. Rob, this is a good opportunity to discuss some of the sustainable aspects of your architecture in general.
Yeah, definitely. We try to get as much density as possible. We call it responsible density into our projects that works with the neighborhood and maximizes the use of the site. We really look at a highly efficient shell of a building, really good window systems, and in this case it's blown in cellulose. It's really good R values in the wall and the roof assembly. We also do rainwater harvesting, which is a key component of this project in particular, to try to save as much water and use for landscape watering. But we really look at durable shell. In this case, there's no frame stucco. It's all HardiPlank, which has a 50-year warranty, and the other skin on the outside is pre-aged galvanized. So it's a really good hardy shell to withstand the elements over the years.
Comparing this project, for instance, to Barrio Metalico, you seem to be very monolithic. Your images and your designs are very simple. They make very bold statements. Can you talk a little bit about your overall design philosophy?
Yeah, it's really about, we look at creating a simple shell to allow us for really tight details that are going to stand the test of time. It also emphasizes the space in between. There's no awkward angles, and we really look at the whole site between entry sequence, how you get into the house, as well as outside spaces, and how an adjacent house can actually shade your courtyard, and how all that relates together. Called the gestalt of the whole concept. But
I see a little bit of the Salk Institute here, and also I know you've spent time working in Santa Monica, and I see a little bit of a Venice walk street.
yeah, absolutely. I was out there in the early '90s, and I think at that point we called it the Venice Ghetto, but really nice, excellent works of tight density, but 1 and 2 story, and that's a lot of those kind of ideas have been implemented here in terms of density and materiality.
Something else I want to talk about, Rob, your projects are in the midst of, for instance, the Barrio Metalico and the Ice House Lofts are in kind of an industrial environment. Here we're kind of in a low-scale residential. You kind of juxtapose modern with some traditional vernacular.
Mm-hmm. No, it's definitely fun to do. Our big thing is how a building performs. That's the first criteria we use, long before we're picking colors or materials. We want to make sure this thing's going to really work. Energy efficiency and how it's sited. And a lot of the modern element comes in is just it creates a certain excitement. There's an economy of materiality and thinness of lightness of structure. But we really look at the modernity kind of comes in actually kind of towards the end of the design process, even though the whole concept is simplicity. But in terms of the actual theming of it, it's comes later. It's kind of a secondary decision, even though it's primary to the concept.
Mm-hmm. Final question. You have your own architectural practice. You do projects for other clients.
Correct.
You also do your own projects for you and your partners. Is there any difference between your approach to either camp?
It's funny that the development feeds the architectural and vice versa, but we're now doing everything we've done is private development. We have yet to do any public work, but it definitely helps to have the kind of number crunching and just the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into a development project, and that it definitely helps our other clients as well.
To finish, tell us about some of the projects that you might have on your boards.
We have some really fun stuff right now. We've got we're looking at doing a zero-energy building for a local company that manufactures flow meters. Really a fun group of guys. We're under construction right now is also the first LEED certified, privately funded office building in all of Tucson. And we have a number of residential projects that are going to be on the boards here soon too. So we're very excited.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Rob, on some very nice projects.
Thanks, Brad.
And for architecturefilms.com, I'm Bradley Wheeler from Tucson, Arizona. So long. Until next time. Okay, that's it.
Very good, very good.